Hi, it's Caslin. Toys are meant to be cute and harmless, but do you ever look at one of your children's toys and just shudder? Well, it happens more than we think. Here we have 20 of the creepiest children's toys ever made. Number 20, Baby's First Baby. Baby's First Baby looks just like your ordinary baby doll, but upon closer inspection, you'll see that, as the name suggests, your child's baby has a baby of its own. I mean, and not in the 16 and pregnant kind of way. Baby's First Baby is given 3 bottles, a larger one for herself and a smaller one to feed her fetus once it is born. The back of the box announces that Baby has stretch marks from her pregnancy, that her water actually breaks, and that she experiences cravings. Of course, many young children don't understand that babies do not actually give birth to babies. So it's hard to tell if this toy is meant to spawn increased innocence or a just sad and creepy misinterpretation. Number 19, the Hitler doll. There is little explanation needed as to why this doll is on the creepiest toys list in the world. Although Adolf Hitler is known as one of the most hated men in history, somehow replicas are still being sold today at an ungodly price. Apparently, there are still people who hail the Fuhrer, and children on occasion idolize this expensive doll. This doll that is not only creepy, but continues to offend the general population on a regular basis. Number 18, Face Bank. There's something about this guy that makes me not want to trust him with my hard-earned cash. I mean, shoving your coins into Face Bank's mouth is fairly disturbing. But what's even worse is the motion sensor installed in his face causes him to open his mouth whenever you move near him. The thing is, you aren't the only one who does the work. All your child has to do is place the coin in his mouth and he will gradually feed it in on himself, bit by bit, in the most disturbing way. Number 17, Little Miss No Name. Meet the saddest doll in history. Most dolls come with glamorous clothing and plastered on smiles, but not this little girl who holds her hand out begging for a coin. Little Miss No Name may be the most readily defended creepy toy in history. Toy collectors and children of the 60s look at this sad, homeless orphan as a relic of some sort of memento from the destitute childhood. The big eyes creepy enough as they remind us of the big eye paintings from Margaret Keane and the torture her husband put her through. What's even worse is that she comes with a tear that you can place on her face to make her cry. Number 16, E.T. Finger. Everyone loves E.T. and can recall his glowing finger with the ability to heal wounds. But somehow that doesn't translate into a toy very well. The E.T. Finger toy was taken away from children all over the world due to its creepiness. I mean, suppose it was too much for parents for the kids who just saw a cool E.T. toy? Ouch. Number 15, Baby Laugh a Lot, or Baby Make Other Babies Cry a Lot. This isn't Child's Play, and that isn't Chucky's Bride. Baby Laugh a Lot was a popular toy from the 70s that really did have kids laughing. But it's no surprise that she had many sane children crying. The others were simply laughing in insane joy that they had finally found a toy that spoke to them, one that they could relate to. Some may say that she sounds like a happy, innocent child, but majority rules. She is a murderous, demon-possessed doll. Number 14, the Jolly Chimp. The only thing jolly about this chimp is the joy he receives from the smell of freshly spilled blood. Or so countless children have dreamt it so. The Jolly Chimp is in fact a common fear these days. Something about a monkey loudly playing his cymbals as he moves closer and closer to you with a dumb grin on his face is more than just a little creepy. Number 13, Cyclops stroller. How is there any way that a baby riding a Cyclops head not creepy? I mean, especially when said baby is sitting inside its cushy brain. The stroller features a very special one-eyed guy whose solo eye is popping out of his head and whose underbite appears to be what nightmares are made of. I mean, literally, he crafts nightmares with his teeth. Number 12, Placebo's Ghost Girl doll. What's worse than Sid from Toy Story's Spider Doll? Placebo's very own custom Ghost Girl, of course. Sure, she might make a good nightlight. I mean, no monsters will come out under the bed with her guarding you. But then who will protect your child from the girl? The adorable Asian girl whose body has been replaced with a bed of bloody tentacles? Nothing creepy about that at all. Number 11, Skinny Bones. When viewing a close-up of Mr. Skinny Bones, he seems like your average Joe. But when you get a look at his full form, something seems amiss. This 1970s toy is more of a doll's head on a Tinker Toy creation. Nevertheless, if you liked Mr. Bones, the skeletal doll, you can buy the whole family. Jenny Bones, skinny anorexic sister, Ham Bones, her malnourished dog, to create the whole ideal Bones family. There was even a horse to go along with the set. Number 10, ONDINE swimming dolls. These dolls are as rare as they are creepy. The French doll may have been a hit toy back in the day, but if you ask me, most of today's kids would run in terror at the sight of one of these beauties in action. If it isn't her unnatural, awkward shape, then the way she moves when wound up is sure to frighten any child. Times change, and the past often should be left in the past. Like way, way past, forever forgotten. Number 9, pregnant Barbie. Nothing wrong with Barbie having a baby. I mean, that's what Chrissy's for. But in 2002, for a very limited time, a pregnant version of Barbie's best friend Midge could be purchased. The main reason this toy was pulled off the shelf was that it supposedly promoted teen pregnancy. But if you ask me, the vision of a contorted baby through Midge's open stomach is a little bit more disturbing. If Americans thought this was disturbing, they should see what Japan did. Trust me though, you do not want to see the Japanese pregnancy doll. Much too real, mature, and disturbing. Think medical school prop. Number 8, HUGO, the man of 1,000 faces. Imagine that Wooly Willy came to life, removed everything that made him fun and friendly, and haunted your dreams every night. Now, meet HUGO, man of 1,000 faces, and every one of those faces creep me out. With over 25 accessories, HUGO could have been a cross between Mr. Potato Head and Styling Barbie. Both innocent toys. But unfortunately, all HUGO manages to do is scare small children and warrant restraining orders. Number 7, sewable doll. This brave little amputee doll is a great idea and deserves much praise for giving disabled kids someone to relate to. They can even use props that you can buy with the doll to simulate physical therapy, relaxing themselves and teaching themselves that there is nothing to fear. But the presentation here isn't exactly spot on when used out of context. In actuality, they are wonderful for special needs kids learning to adapt. But for your run-of-the-mill child, things can get a little twisted as they rip limbs apart, choosing where to sew them back on, and the doll has interchanging prosthetics. Number 6, Avenging Unicorn. Nothing creepy about a child playing with a human impaling unicorn, right? I mean, the normally kind, majestic creature seen in the My Little Pony episodes seems to have a new vengeance, and it is about to get crazy. You can buy them at McPhee's, but it appears more adults are interested in these grotesque toys than children. Because, of course, the same adults viewing the toy online would never let their child play with a serial killer unicorn that uses her horns to stab the hearts of her victims. Number 5, you can shave the baby. Is it just me, or does this baby kind of look like a satyr? I mean, you gotta learn to shave sometimes, but unfortunately, Japan, I think we've taken the wrong approach here. The doll literally says you can shave the baby across the front. In the wrong hands, this doll encourages taking a razor to a baby. But even if that doesn't happen, something about shaving a hairy ginger doll doesn't quite seem right. At all. Number 4, trolls. Creepy smiles, soul-piercing eyes, demon-storing navel jewels? In 2016, DreamWorks created a feel-good movie called Trolls. The kids of today may never know the origins of the movie. The original trolls were not quite so friendly. The wiry-haired, unclothed humanoids lived in kingdoms dominated by evil dictating monarchies. Or so we thought. Turns out, the first troll doll was carved for Thomas Dam's young daughter when he couldn't afford to get a Christmas gift for her. They soon became a franchise known as Good Luck Trolls. I mean, at least that's what the story's going around. And if I were you, I don't know if I'd buy it. Number 3, the FURBY. In 1998, a new demon was released from the confines of Tiger Electronics and sold 1.8 million units that first year. I mean, of course there was a reason every single kid wanted a FURBY doll. They were calling to us. Parents didn't understand, and neither would the kids. But something happened that year, something so big, yet so wrong. I mean, there had to be a reason millions of children so desperately wanted Such a creepy toy. Number 2, Jack-in-the-Box. Much like clowns, the Jack-in-the-Box has been scaring and scarring innocence for centuries. The suspense we all feel when cranking a Jack-in-the-Box is mutual, but not many toys are such a common fear. The reason dates back to the 14th century when the earliest Jack-in-the-Box was depicted as a devil in a boot. So just how did such a figure become one of the most iconic toys in history? I don't know. Numero uno, living dead dolls. When a film is rated R for very graphic violence and disturbing themes, you wonder what inspires people to think, hey, these characters would make a great children's toy. I think I'll make one for little Sally. Nothing like a bloody protagonist with horrifying eyes and a chainsaw. Not a fan? No child has ever been disappointed with Dawn of the Dead's plaid-clad zombie whose skull is visible through his adorable rotting flesh. Hellraiser 3's Pinhead can also keep a child busy for hours on end. Mezco Toys is a successful business, but I must leave you with this warning. Do not buy a living dead doll for a child you do not wish to scar. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and click here for more videos. See you next week.